Well, good morning, everybody out there in Wildcat Nation. A little bit of a different experience this morning. I am getting my oil changed, and so I didn't want this was the best appointment time for me to get the truck in to get the oil change. So I just thought, well, I'll just do the little show right here from Reliable Chevrolet Service, where we're getting our oil change today. We're looking at John chapter 1, verses 43 through 46. You know, we've been talking about how we've been following John the Baptist and his ministry, and how now we've kind of switched over to Jesus because he's called his disciples. Yesterday we found him calling his first 3 disciples, including Peter, and now he's going to call Nathanael. In chapter 43, verse 43, it says, the next day, day by day by day, the next day Jesus decided to go to Galilee. He found Philip and said to him, "Follow me." Now Philip was from Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip found Nathanael and said to him, "We have found him of whom Moses in the law and all the prophets wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph." Nathanael said to him, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" And Philip said to him, "Come and see." So we keep building on the disciples here as Jesus calls more and more of his disciples to him at this time. And I think what's interesting as we see here is they are adding, the disciples themselves are bringing people into Jesus. The interesting thing here I think we find is they said, good morning, Diane, thanks for joining me today. Can anything good come out of Nazareth? And they said, "Come and see." So you look right there and you see immediately the prejudice that's in place. Just because of Jesus' place of birth, they immediately thought something must be wrong with him. But that obviously wasn't the case. He said, "Come and see." And again we see reiterated, he is the one whom the prophets spoke of. It's reported right from the very beginning. The disciples knew who he was. They knew he was the Messiah. They knew he was the Christ who had come. So we don't have any real doubt about Jesus and who he was. Turning to a little bit to the news today, you know, we're talking about, we're right in the middle of the Republican National Convention. We just got done with the Democratic National Convention. You know, here's what I'm seeing. People, I don't care what your persuasion is, I've seen it from both sides, getting so worked up about these elections. And granted, I've got some strong feelings about it, and I believe pretty strongly in one candidate over the other and one party over the other, recognizing fully that neither one is perfect. But I think here's the issue, and I was discussing with somebody the other day. Here's the problem. Way too many people in our country, Republicans, Democrats, conservatives, liberals, left-wing, right-wing, look at the government as the solution to everything. They want the government to intervene. They want the government to help them make things the way they think they ought to be. Well, that's putting the government in the place of being your functional savior. The government isn't intended to be your savior. Jesus Christ is intended to be your savior. But when you look at the government as your savior, then suddenly your Louis, you're a funny guy, thanks. No, you missed the part of the show. I'm getting my oil changed, so I'm at Reliable Chevrolet. So that's where I'm at. But back to my point, when you look to the government for your salvation, when you look for the government to solve all your problems, then your political candidate, your president, has to be your savior. And for a savior to be effective, they have to be perfect, because Jesus was perfect. And of course, none of our political leaders are perfect. And so you see people nitpicking one candidate or the other, like, oh, this candidate, he's getting handsy with the girls, Biden, or, look at Trump and the nasty things he's said. And as if that's a disqualifier, and neither one of those things are disqualifiers, unless neither one of those things are necessarily disqualifiers. You look at the greatest purported king of Israel, David. He was a murderer and adulterer. So I don't find any of those on either side to be compelling reasons necessarily to vote for or against somebody. I look at the policies of the candidate. I look at the platforms of the party. And I'm going to vote for the candidate that's going to support biblical principles and the right to worship freely and the right to defend ourselves, because that's what our country is all about, as far as I'm concerned. So, from that perspective, I think the choice is very, very clear, and I'm not really that concerned about the overall character, because that's not why I'm voting for someone. Yeah, Louis, I'm not sure I put you in charge of my special response team, but you could definitely be on the team, and I appreciate the offer. All the people out there that got my back, but no, you should know I wouldn't be going down without a fight anyway, right? So anyway, but appreciate all there out there. We're going to have a ribbon cutting for K-ROG coming up on September 11th at 9 a.m. at 203 Jamestown Boulevard. Thanks, Louie. I appreciate the backup. So if you'd like to join us that morning for the ribbon cutting of our new K-ROG studios in Rogersville, we'd love to have you there. I am doing a little bit of an abbreviated show because I am sitting here getting the oil changed in the lobby here, so I don't want to just overwhelm what's going on here. But one thing I'd like to point out, I found this came in one of my newsletters this morning, if I can get it to come up real fast. It's a quote from Mark Twain. I thought it was really well put and speaks well to our political season. If I can get it to show up here, maybe I have to do it a different way, maybe easier. Well, that's not going to get it done. The quote is this: "It is easier to fool people than to convince them they have been fooled." That's from Mark Twain. I think that's quite relevant to our political and public discourse today. I do want to give you a little bit of a weather update if I can pull this off. Yeah, that didn't come up the way I wanted it to. We're going to give you, if I can get it there, never mind. It all shut down on me. Let me get back to my camera here. Maybe I'll get it for you. That's what I wanted to get you. Almost got you the radar. There it is. There's the radar. As you can see, the radar is quite clear this morning. And your forecast for the day. Today's high is 86 degrees amidst clouds and sun in the morning. Scattered thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. We could use the rain, high of 86, winds south-southeast 10 to 15 miles an hour. Chance of rain 60% tonight, 20% chance of precipitation. Overcast, a stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 71 degrees, wind south-southeast 5 to 10 miles an hour. And tomorrow, 20% chance of precipitation. Overcast, stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High in the 86. So today's our best chance for rain. Let's hope we get it. And yeah, thanks for joining me this morning. I appreciate all of that. Hey, Mark, thanks for your vote of confidence. I appreciate that. And Louis, favorite Mark Twain quote: "Let your vocation be your vacation." Oh, yeah, that's good. We're all working for that, Louis. But remember, your Savior is Jesus Christ. It's not Biden. It's not Trump. And just relax, because God's in control, regardless of the outcome of the election. We're all going to be good because we have a Savior in heaven who is on our way. Good morning, Jim Wade. Thanks for joining me right here at the tail end of the show. I'm going to be signing off now. Once again, I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully back from the Bat Cave where I normally broadcast from, and we'll see you then. Thanks.